Hi students, I hope all are fine. So we are going to have our exams. So this is the first of our revision classes. Okay, so we will be dealing with or we will be revising on the basis of the questions and answers. Okay, we will have it and I'll just explain, not explain, just to revise some of the questions which we have already learned, which we have already written in our classworks. So the first unit we have a poem. The first one was a poem, that is Night Voices, isn't it? So in this poem what we see is, okay, there was a father and a young boy who was very frightened of what was happening around, isn't it? So the boy was having so many questions to the father, and the father was trying to give answers to the boy, isn't it? That was the story about. But this boy was not at all satisfied with the answers given by the father, isn't it? But still, he was very frightened, though his father was there with him. Okay, that was the story. The boy was hearing so many noises from outside and he was very frightened. Okay, so we shall just see some of the questions and answers which we have already learned as part of our revision. Okay, so first is read to understand. Here we have a context given. So and after the context or after the extract we have some questions. So we need to write the answers for that. Okay. First one. Answer these questions with reference to the context. But you sit so still and straight, ever staring, ever smiling at the door. So we have a question. We have three questions based on this. Who does you refer to? As you know, it refers to the father. Then who says these lines? It is the child who says these lines. Then what is the speaker's mood at this time? Why? So who is the speaker? Speaker is the child, because child is the one who is telling to the father. So what is the child's mood? That's what we are going to see. The child is nervous and uneasy on hearing the noises of the night. He feels that there is somebody outside, but his father is unable to allay his fears. Okay, his father is unable to allay his fears. And second one, answer these questions. So here we have some 5 questions. So we need to answer the questions based on the chapters. So you are aware of the chapter and you will be able to write the answers for it. So first one, what sounds does the child hear in the night? So which are the sounds the child heard at night? So the child hears the sound of something, someone whispering, murmuring, and laughing in the night. So three things: whispering, murmuring, and someone's laughing in the night. Those are the sounds which the child hears. And second one, does the child think the sounds are from an animal or a human? Why do you say so? Okay, now as we know, the child was hearing so many noises from outside. So, was it from animal or human beings? What was the child thinking? That is what the question is. So the child thinks it is a human voice because he asks who, not what. Okay, so the child knows, child thinks that it is someone's voice, that is a human beings, not of animals, because he asks who. Okay, he asks who is it that whispering, who is it that murmuring, not what is it that whispering or what is it that murmuring. So from the question word who, we can understand that the child thinks that those noises are made by a human being, not an animal. Okay, then third question, What explanation does the father give for the sounds? Okay, now what are the explanations which the father gave to the child? The father explains the sounds as the breeze in the trees and the roaring waves on the shore. Okay, the father says it is the breeze and the waves. Okay, waves or the shore, those are the things that make the sound, not any human being. Okay, then fourth question, what was the child satisfied with the explanations? How do you know? Okay, so you can say that, was he satisfied? I don't think so, isn't it? So you also don't think that the child was satisfied. So you can write, no, the child was not satisfied with the explanations because he asked similar questions again and again. Okay, so if you are fully satisfied, you will not ask any questions, isn't it? So the child was not at all satisfied, so he was asking the same questions again and again. So from that, we can understand that the child was not satisfied. Then, fifth question, which lines tell us that the child was a little afraid of the dark? Okay, now we need to see which is the line which tells the child was little afraid of the dark. The child is afraid or the child is afraid as he constantly queries the father about the sounds of whispering, murmuring, and chuckling that can be heard. He also wants to go and say, he also wants to go and says, "Oh father, let us go, for the light is burning low and it is dark and it is late." Okay, these are the lines which tell us that the child was afraid of the dark. Okay, because the child was hearing so many noises from outside, and he goes and tells the father, "Father, okay, I hear so many noise. I hear someone laughing. I hear someone murmuring, someone whispering. What is it? Let us go from here. We shall not be here because the light is becoming darker, or the day is coming to an end. Let us go from here." Okay, these lines tell us that the child was afraid of the dark. Okay, then there is something, uh, discuss and write. Okay, with this we shall stop. All right, so here we have, does the poem make you sad, nervous, or little scared? Why? So here you need to write your own answers. Okay, I have already given something, so you can write your own answers. You can write whether the child was sad or scared or nervous. Okay, so if you say you are sad, then you can say because the child was frightened and the father was unresponsive. Father did not give the correct responses to the child as the child wanted. So you can say the child was sad. Then you can also say the child was nervous because no explanation was satisfactory. Then child was scared because the sounds, the darkness, and the father's tense disposition were frightening. And you can add your own answers. So here I have given three alternative answers like sad, nervous, and scared. But you can add your own answers. What was the feeling? Okay, what was you can add, you can write your own answers. Okay. Then, second one, do you think the father answered the child's questions truthfully? Give a reason for your answer. Now you need to write your reason. Okay, your reason, saying that what you have understood, whether the father has given proper answer to the child. Okay, you can, your own answers are welcomed. Okay, you can write it, but I have given an alternative answer, that is this: the father gave the answers truthfully. Okay, but it did not satisfy the child. In the poem, we could see the father giving the exact reasons why the child was hearing noises, but they couldn't satisfy the child as he was firm that those noises were made by someone outside. Okay, so as we can say, the father gave answers truthfully. We cannot say father did not give any answers, but father gave answers truthfully, but it did not satisfy the child because the child was thinking that there was someone outside. That's why it did not satisfy the child. Then, third question. In stanza 4, the child says, "Tell me what you're waiting for." But the father does not respond. How do you think the child must have felt? Okay, now you need to write the feeling of the child when seeing the father was unresponsive. Then the unresponsive nature of the father must have scared the child even more. The responses might have been made the child more disappointed and angry. Okay, so the father's unresponsiveness was bit scaring for the child. Okay, bit scaring for the child. The way the father responded must have made the child angry and disappointed and also bit scared. Okay, so these are the answers for the questions, some of the questions that we have already seen, or we have already, it's a kind of revision. So just to go through it once again and see what you can do, whether you are able to follow even after so many days. We have finished, maybe some months are over. So if you are able to see that you are able to understand, you are able to follow what was already taken. Okay, so I hope today's class is clear to you. This revision part will make you bit more bit more, it will give you more of understanding towards the chapter. So I hope today's class is clear to you. Thank you and bye.